Talking live. Acting live. All right, guys. So let's move on with our next lesson. We talked about controlling the distance on our feet. Now we're going to talk about controlling the distance from the mount and from the guard. So if Coach Ethan's on his back here. So for the mount position, one thing that you have to understand when we're on top, we'll move back just a little bit more to make sure we fit in here. One thing we have to understand when we're on top in the mount position is, especially if he's a strong person, I don't want his arms in a position like a bench press, because this is actually a very strong position. He's going to be able to throw me from side to side. So one of the things I want to try to do is get inside his arms, but once I'm inside, I want to get lower. Because when I get low, when he puts his arms in a position to try to bench press, this is actually going to be a much weaker position. But if he is able to start lifting me, it gives me time to react to get away. Once his arms are straightened up in a strong position, this is going to be difficult for me to start breaking him down again. Now, from a self-defense point of view, the problem with him creating distance here is now I get to hit him with strong punches. So there's going to be times when he wants more space to get out, and there's going to be times when he wants to eliminate the space so he doesn't get hit. Now, the way we have to look at it, it depends on, is the person experienced in jiu-jitsu or do they have no experience? Because the bench press escape is very common if you have no experience with jiu-jitsu. The problem is, anytime you extend your arms, you're giving your opponent the opportunity to do an arm bar. So if he's doing a bench press and pushing me up, he's giving me the chance to take his arm with the arm lock. So if you know what you're doing, that's not something you're ever going to do in terms of extending the arms. But what I want to do, unless I'm going for, and even if I'm thinking about going for the arm lock, I'm always going to try to make the setup something that's easier for me. What I mean by that is, if he is trying to bench press and lift me, I'm going to stop him a few times. He can try to push me again. He can try to throw me to the side. I'm going to wear him down a little bit. Because as he gets more tired, now when he starts pushing once he's tired, now he's going to make it easier for me to set up my arm lock. But initially, when you're in this position, you want to control it. Easiest way to control, I'm going to hook his head, and I'm going to put my arm posted off to the side and my weight to the side. If he tries to throw me the other direction, I switch. Control the head, post the arm. He goes the other direction, switch. Now, this is only using my upper body, my hands. My legs, I'm going to spin you to the side. The best thing for me to do with my legs is you can do, some people call it a grapevine, where I'm going to hook inside of his legs. I'm driving my hips down. This way, if he's trying to throw me side to side, even without using my hands, just the pressure of my hips, this is going to be enough to keep him pinned down. So now I'm going to combine the two. I'm going to use my hands when he's throwing me to the side, and I'm also using my leg to hook. He goes the other way, same thing. This is going to allow me to maintain the top position. All right, so we're going to switch. Now we'll talk about the person on the bottom. So as the person on the bottom, I don't want this space, because when he goes to hit me, these are going to be strong punches. This is going to end the fight. This could knock me out. So I want him as close as possible. One option is using your thigh, your knee, to drive the person forward. This way his hands come down so he doesn't hit his head on the ground. But also if his hands are busy holding his body up, his hands are not hitting me, which is what I want. Now maybe lean back with your weight. Maybe I'm not able to get him down this way. Another option is to sit up, and now I'll pull him down. But again, I want to eliminate any space. This way, if he's trying to hit me, these punches are not going to be really hard, and I'm going to wait for my opportunity so I can trap, lift, and roll through. So we want to make sure we're controlling the distance. All right, guys. So those are two basic strategies for controlling the distance from the mount position. And we didn't talk about the guard. Let's talk about the guard right now. So from the guard, I'm using the advantage to the guard. The reason the guard is so powerful is I'm actually using my legs and my hands to defend myself, instead of just arms against arms. So I'm going to use my legs, and I'm actually going to pull and drive my partner forward.
So my legs are bringing him in. My arms are going to be on the inside so that I can control his arm and control his head. Control his arm, control his head. So this is going to allow me to keep him close to me. Now there's other things I can do. I can wrap this arm real tight. This way if he's trying to hit me with that arm, that's not coming out. This will keep me safe. Again. Now because we're talking about managing the distance, he's a strong guy. Maybe I'm not able to keep him close. He starts creating space. If he makes space, this is the time for me to bring my legs into the picture. If he's standing up, I can do the same thing, or I can even start to extend my legs out more to keep him away. In terms of self-defense, this is good. I've got options for kicking. If he is trying to punch or hit me, I can use my legs to help myself defend. And later on, we'll learn lots of different options so that we can go from being the person on the bottom to the person on top. So one more time. The power of the guard is in the ability to use the arms and the legs. This is the safest, keeping him close so none of his shots are going to be very powerful. But if he does break away and creates distance, I need to have my legs in first. If he creates more space, I have to stretch my legs out to a longer distance. Again, we still have options to protect ourselves, and later on we'll learn sweeps so that we can go from the bottom position to the top position. All right, guys. Managing distance from the guard and from the mount position.